Welcome to the Muskie Sports Blast Inside the Huddle, your #1 source for all the latest inside information on the Muskingum softball program. Joining me today to preview the 2012 softball season is Head Coach Kari Hoying. Coach, let's take a step back to last season, a very emotional time for the program, and also your first year as head coach. What were some of the things that you and the team learned last year that will make you better this year?
I think last year a lot of our errors, a lot of our mistakes were on the mental side. Obviously we had our share of physical mistakes as well, but I think when it came down to it, executing plays, just making routine plays, mental capacity at the plate, it was lacking. And I think this year we've kind of pushed our girls outside their comfort zone, and I think in return it's helped them build a stronger mental game, and I think that that's going to be a benefit.
The team basically returns intact from last year, including a strong 6-person senior class that features Kristen Hagan, Chelsea Connert, Allie Mazie, Ashley Price, Campbell Query, and Elise Roddy. Will those young ladies be the determining factor in how far this team goes this year?
I think so. Of course we've got our fair share of younger players, first-year players, sophomores, juniors, but our seniors want this, not only for them as seniors, but for the program. When they came in, we won the OAC tournament the year before, the OAC regular season. We advanced to the World Series, and they haven't been to that level yet. And they're kind of anxiously just biting at anything that, is there to bite on. Their leadership is out of this world. They have a lot of fun at practice, but they also know how to buckle down and get to it. So it's a good group.
For the first time ever, no one on the team has been to NCAAs except for yourself. How important is it to get back there to show the younger girls on this team that feeling?
It's crucial. As a coach, my goal is to get every incoming class, every class to the World Series at least once in their 4 years. I think part of the tradition dies if you don't have that happen, and I think it's kind of a leading force on this team. That's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for an OAC championship. We're fighting for a spot in the NCAAs. And hopefully then going on to the World Series. It takes a lot of work. And that's something that I'm trying to help the girls understand.
Pitching is very important in the sport of softball. Who are the Muskies that the fans will get to know this year in the center of the diamond?
Obviously we have our returners, Rachel Bannister, Morgan Yaki, Brittany Folk, Ashley Price, and a couple others, that pitch some JV for us that will probably see some innings. But I'm really excited for our freshman pitcher, Ashley Gilbert. We have a couple first-year pitchers, but Ash is definitely the workhorse. She throws hard, she's got movement, very, very good composure. Obviously she hasn't thrown an inning of college ball, so that's gonna be fun to see in Florida how she does, but she's gonna be our go-to. If we were to play tomorrow, she'd be our go-to.
Start of the season just a little over 2 weeks away right now. What positions on this team have already been determined, and which positions are still up for grabs?
Our seniors and returners have grabbed a couple. April Patterson at shortstop will probably be at shortstop again, and a couple of our outfielders, Kristen Hagan, Chelsea Connert. But we also are looking at new kids, incoming kids, or returning kids from last year who've really stepped up. Jess Saporito, Jacqueline Hess might see some time at first base. We've got a couple outfielders, Hannah Reese, Kaylee Bavard, Brianne Galt. I could go, the list goes on and on. We just have a much more talented team top to bottom this year. Last year we kind of had a smaller group to work with athletically, and this year it's just each girl is out for that position. It's positive competition, that's for sure.
We touched base on the senior class. You just mentioned some other young ladies. Who are some of the new faces to the softball program that you think will help the team this year?
Kind of some of the names that I just said. I think incoming freshman-wise, Jacqueline Hess shows great power at the plate. Defensively, she's probably one of our best all-around athletes as a freshman. Hannah Reese, Kaylee Bavard, Brianne Galt, and then we have a couple kids who came off of injury last year. We had 2 ACL injuries, and Malika Cage, is one that might see some time at second base, depending. But a lot of new faces, I think, are going to be in our lineup, and it might come to a point where we're starting one lineup game 1 and starting a completely different lineup game 2. We just have that capability, and it's very nice.
Muskingum's going to face another very difficult, challenging schedule at the Rebel Games in Kissimmee, Florida. What are your goals coming out of that 10-game stretch?
My goal is, first off, we always go down there and play the 10 strongest teams that we can. I don't want to come back and be 10-0 with, having a team batting average of 700. I want to make sure that we understand what our flaws are early on. But I also want to have a pretty good idea on who our starting lineup is going to be once we get back here in Ohio. Because once we get back here on our dirt and with some of these local teams, league teams, non-league teams, it's just top-notch competition. So the quicker that we can answer our questions, the better.
Finally, Coach, if the Muskies are going to compete for an OAC title this year, what will the team have to accomplish throughout the season?
Consistency, top to bottom, offensive, defensive, pitching, hitting, catching. Just show consistency, show some fundamentals, show some mechanics, and I think we're going to be okay. Obviously it takes a lot of heart and desire, and you have to have that championship mentality, and if you don't have that, you're not going to be, in the championship at the end of the year. So, but consistency, I think, is the top of the line.
Coach, thank you for joining me on the Muskie Sports Blast, and good luck this season.
Thank you.